It's your favorite cousin Cornbread, man, coming back. Another episode of Sex, Travel, Sports, Food Podcast. This is episode number 39. Okay. And I appreciate everybody coming back. Whoever been riding with me for all this time, appreciate you. Whoever's new, welcome to the show. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all go check out the old joints. And we got new stuff coming up for you right now. And unfortunately, Rowdy Rue is not going to be with us on this episode. So y'all going to have to suffer with me by myself. I know sometimes that'd be a struggle for y'all, but I'm going to try to push through anyway. You know what I'm talking about? Despite my limitations. So on this joint, man, we got the video up, man. If you're watching this joint on YouTube or Facebook, Twitch, wherever you watching it, I appreciate you, man, for the video joint. So, before we didn't have everything on video, live talking video, as opposed to just running the sound behind, regular pictures or whatever. So trying to add more video to all the content now. So make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube or on Twitch, follow on Twitch or on Facebook. Go on the Facebook group, Facebook pages, and all kinds of, you can get on it, right? So yeah, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Again, in this episode 39, we're going to be talking about sex. We're going to talk about sex toy sales during the pandemic. In travel, we're going to be talking about, this supposed COVID card that's coming out that's going to be required for everybody to travel. Sports, we're going to talk about Colin McGregor. Got knocked out last night. I'm recording this on Sunday, the 24th. Colin McGregor in the UFC got knocked out again last night. And I also talk about Tom Brady. They got a playoff game today. So we're going to see what I'll talk about y'all about how I feel about Tom Brady. And then in food, we're going to talk about some new condiment choices that have come on the market, that's about to come on the market soon. So we're going to get straight into it, man. I don't really have anything for y'all, on the Caucasity for this week in Caucasity like I used to do. I used to do a weekly thing where I would highlight Caucastic instances and situations that were going on in the world. I mean, but at this point, over 2020 with the evolution of the Karen, right? We saw the Karen just acting out and the cows it ain't even necessary no more at this point. And then following on with the Capitol invasion from ISIS, okay? And that's who that is. That's from ISIS. That was a ISIS terroristic attack on American soil, okay? ISIS, if y'all don't understand that so far, y'all get it, right? Like it's white ISIS. Okay? Because they always trying to talk about somebody else as a terrorist, right? All the brown people terrorists. Everybody a terrorist except for the United States. Who the biggest goddamn terrorists out here? You hear me? They always fighting somebody else. It's always wild to me when they say they protecting our freedom, right? When they talk about soldiers going abroad and killing all these brown people and killing other Caucasians, right? It's always about protecting American freedom. The flag, they waving the flag, they acting a fool. Oh, we the land of the free, home of the brave, and all this shit. And they always fucking with somebody else on their land. So that's very, a little colonialistic, little what'd you call it? Imperialistic. Okay. So yeah, man, so it's wild to see that, man. I don't even need to do Caucasity really too much no more. Because at this point, I mean, what is it really left to say between the Karens, the tiki torches over the past couple of years, the storming the capitals in Michigan, and then at the actual national capital? Ain't nothing else to really say, right? Like nobody can deny white privilege or any of that kind of stuff anymore. So ain't really nothing to say. Y'all get it. Everybody should get it right now, right? But that joint was wild, man, that nobody still got shot. at the Capitol a couple weeks ago, you know, with the ISIS invasion. So everybody can take it off the table that Black people and not other, you know, guess some Latinos too will get killed by the police because the police dead ass are in fear for their safety and fear for their life, which is always it's typically the rationale behind killing somebody, you know, out in the street, being a judge and execution out in the street. When ISIS actually killed at least one cop, I don't think the other two died that were attacked, but they killed at least one cop, and they got their own girl killed. They got shot, right? Tried to jump through the window that they broke out. And people were sent to the hospital. These police were sent to the hospital. They got beat with flag poles, all kinds of shit. And they ain't shoot nobody. Like, they never feared for their life at no point. That's wild as fuck, right? But hey, you know, we don't even gotta get into it. I always tell people, don't waste too much time talking about all that shit because it ain't gonna change. It ain't new, and that's just what it is. And we gotta keep moving. We gotta worry about ourselves. I tell people that all the time. Worry about yourself. I know that swallow probably sounded real ratchet on the microphone, but I do have to get my water, keep hydrated because I'm old now. My birthday coming up in a couple weeks, February, and I'm an Aquarius, which is the best sign ever. So any of my fellow Aquarians out there listening, you know, our season is coming up. I think we already in Aquarius season. So we out here, you know what I'm saying? It's real live out here in Aquarius season. And we're always right. I was telling somebody the other day that I was 97% accurate in all things I say, because Cousin Cornbread knows. And I be knowing. And I don't really hold nothing back about that. I don't feel bad for knowing. I don't act like I don't know. You know, only time I act like I don't know is in like car sale scenarios or something like that, with somebody trying to sell me something. And I'll play dumb just to let them talk so I can figure out another angle to tell them to give me a discount or to tell them no and poke holes in their story or their sales pitch or whatever. Timeshares, car sales, shit like that I already kind of know about, but I try to play dumb like, oh, okay, I don't need that fixed, or I need this fixed, or oh, I need a $3,000 engine replacement versus just changing the spark plugs. Like shit, like you act like you don't know so they can tell you dumb shit. And then you roast them. But yeah, man, let me get on to it, man. Like I said, in sex for this week, man, for this episode, one thing over the pandemic, like we talked about on the last episode with Rue, we talked about porn. We talked about porn genres, porn scenarios that are unrealistic, you know, the mom-daughter scenario, the dad and son and all this kind of stuff, this whole family dynamic with porn that has become a popular genre during the pandemic. Another thing that's become popular during the pandemic, apparently, are sex toys. So they said they seen a 63% increase in sales of sex toys over 2020 and it was a lot of it focused in the spring and summer of the pandemic, right? So, people was getting it in out here, and they said the biggest sectors were Bluetooth enabled dildos and whatever, and they just classified everything as a lump in. They piled everything in for men. They just said man toys, men focused toys, or directed or whatever, right? But that's crazy, right? 63%. That's wild as fuck. That's from AVN. That was AVN and another source, but I know AVN was one of the ones that was tracking the sales and everything. But that's crazy. 63. That's a big increase. So whoever out there, all y'all joints that do the candy, whatever, candy toys and all that shit y'all be doing, the candy line, Candy Birds is sex toy line. Y'all must be popping. And the Bluetooth thing is very interesting to me because I guess we be on our phone so much now that you probably you trying to control the dildo with your Bluetooth? You ain't even willing to put your phone down to masturbate? That's crazy. That's wild as fuck. Like, I don't even understand why it would need to be connected to Bluetooth. Right? Because Bluetooth is not like, it's not wired, it's not somebody else controlling it. I guess that could be it. It could be your partner's sitting over there or in the next room, and then he hit the joint. I know that's been out for a while. He hit the button, and the little egg or the little vibrator, little bullet would go off in the girl's drawers or whatever. But that ain't really. I don't think that's what they talking about. They said dildos specifically. So I'm just trying to even figure out what a Bluetooth dildo even does. So if any of y'all ladies out there be using Bluetooth dildos, slide in the comments and let me know kind of what that entails. Okay, because I don't know. I can't imagine if the cooch is right here and the dildo's here. Why would you go to the phone instead of just hitting it on the actual device itself? Just use the buttons on the thing. I don't know. But maybe you have more control. Maybe you can save your settings in your Bluetooth. Okay, I got it. I'm thinking through it as we go along. Maybe if you save your settings on your phone, so you could be like, I'd like number 11 speed or number 11 setting on the dildo. I could just go on the phone, bloop, bam, and we in there. Okay, I get it. I just talked myself through it. We get it. Okay, Bluetooth, hook it up. Right, but I'm trying to figure out any other case like that. Because if your man or your girl or whatever is sitting in there with you, I feel like they just need to get in there and not be over there with a phone trying to activate some shit, right? So this is a little interesting thing, man. Y'all know I like to find interesting things to talk about. I don't like to really do a lot of pop culture shit, because everybody talk about the same thing. But I thought that was very interesting, the fact that sex toys went up so much. Because a lot of people claim they don't even use sex toys. Right, a lot of ladies be like, I don't do that because it's gonna mess me up, and I'm gonna have unrealistic expectations and all that stuff, which I think is true, right? Because no man can keep up with a battery operated boyfriend, right? They used to call them Bob, battery operated boyfriend. Now you got the Bluetooth battery operated boyfriend, double BOB, double Bob, right? Bob squared, some shit like that, right? So yeah, man, like it's one of these things, man, where I guess it's just you either is or you ain't. You either like it or you don't, right? And then some joints you can use it. Y'all fellas, make sure you figure out what your girls like, okay? Maybe she like the jump, so you make sure you get one. You tell her to bring hers, or if y'all live together, you make sure you know how to work the jump too. So when you in there, you just double up with it. You know what I'm saying? Send it to the moon. You know what I'm talking about? Like, don't shy away from it. Okay, because especially I'm old. I'm 40, about to be 41. But what you'll realize, I know a lot of y'all little young young dudes, y'all think that, you just come through with the dick, and you about to just knock the joint out the park. But that ain't really the truth. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of other things you got to do. And what you'll realize is that most likely you ain't the biggest dick she had anyway. I know a lot of dudes be swearing that they got the dick, okay? But you can't assume that your dick is the best dick. You just can't, right? And don't even take it personally. It just ain't. Y'all might not have the same chemistry. Your joint might not curve the right way. She might like the right curve and you got a left curve. Or your joint ain't thick enough. It could be all kinds of shit. So don't just assume just because your last girlfriend said your junk was the answer, that it's the answer for this new chick, okay? Or for your current lady. So just learn your stuff, man. And she might like the little toys and stuff too. So you can incorporate that into y'all sexual experiences and all that, man. So now with this Bluetooth junk, you might have to go ahead and get, hey, look, I'm about to go downstairs, check the grill, but hold that. I'm gonna hit it down here from the Bluetooth. I'll be right back. or whatever the case may be, or get it ready, or whatever you want to do, right? But don't shy away from it. Don't assume you just got to come through with the dick, slam it down, and walk out like you King Kong. You know what I'm saying? Hit it with the He-Man and roll out. No, man. Go ahead and incorporate that. Go ahead and incorporate that little Bluetooth dildo in there and get it right. That's my advice for y'all, man. And just like I said, ask your girl, man. She probably got a whole drawer. She probably got a secret box. Most ladies, they got a secret box of shit. Even if they don't use it, they got a box of shit that they done compiled because they done gone to their little girlfriend's toy party. Well, they done gone somewhere. They was they went to this toy shop. They got all this stuff. Then they got with some fuck boy that they don't like no more, who wasn't willing to use the toys and do all this stuff. And she ain't never really used it. And you need to get in there and use it. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be a little exploratory, especially since everybody locked up for the Rona. Y'all probably tired of each other anyway. You know what I'm saying? So y'all need to switch it up. Put a new wig on. Tell her to put a wig on, switch it up. I know y'all been seeing that challenge going around with the ladies. They talking about they can be whatever chick you want, as long as they switch their hair up. And you know that could work. Switch the hair up, put some little shoes on or some shit. You know, get it in. I don't know why I started talking about that so much, but yeah, make sure y'all get it in, man. Be safe, but make sure you have a lot of sex. I've been seeing a lot of people will be like, oh, sex is not that important to me in relationships. And I've never could relate to that. What do you actually the fuck mean? I don't come again now. What do you mean sex is not important? So that's crazy. That's how you be seeing these people with these in these relationships for all this time, or you might see somebody in a relationship with somebody that's less than attractive. And you be like, yo, why is this person with this person? And apparently there's people in the world that don't enjoy sex like that. Like that's not a thing for them. And that's weird as hell. I'll never be able to relate to that, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. That's how you know we live in a world where people literally experience two different things in life. Even with we talking about the Trump shit earlier, right? There's people that went there and died and got shot, will go to jail, will get felonies for Donald Trump. They believe him. They like believe in him to that extent that they join his cult, basically, right? But me, I can't relate to that. Some of y'all listening, y'all can't relate to that. Some of y'all listening probably do relate to that. Y'all might have been down there at the Capitol, right? But it's amazing because nobody would assume that we both have the same experience. Like, how would you be able to vote for Donald Trump or support that when he's such what we think of as a terrible president? I think he's I think he got some terrible shit, but he's hilarious. One thing about Donald Trump is that motherfucker is funny. Even though he's a fuck boy and kind of like he's trailer trash with some money, but he's hilarious. Donald Trump is hilarious because he dead ass believes all the dumb shit he says, and everybody knows when it's real. When the fuck shit is real, is even more funny than it normally would be, right? Because they dead ass believe that in their soul, and they don't see nothing wrong with it. That's what Trump is, right? But enough about Trump. Back to this sex shit. So same thing. Like, how do people live in a world where they don't value sex? That's crazy. Now, I used to think it's because they just didn't have a great sexual experience or whatever. But what I found out, I asked a couple of people I know. One of my good friends, she's one of these people that don't like sex, right? And I was like, what is it? How does it come about? And she was just like, I literally just don't think about it. It's cool when I'm having it. It's cool, but I don't crave it. And I never have. And I'm like, damn, that's wild as fuck. Because you got a whole vagina that you can get sex whenever you feel like it. and you don't even want it. Hey, that's some privilege. That's pussy privilege right there. Like, I can have as much sex as I want, because we all know that women can have sex whenever they feel like it. Me and Rue disagreed on that last week. I'll disagree with women until the day I die on that. But, and you just don't even want it? That's crazy. But it's a thing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna dwell on that too much, man. But y'all make sure y'all have enough sex out here. Get the Bluetooth jump. Y'all fellas apparently been coming up, buying up the toys too. So don't be ashamed either, fellas. You get one toy and they out here, they got like the whole sex toy industry is like 95% for women, like directly for women. Ain't no crossover, right? Or directly marketed to women, put it that way. So don't feel bad, fellas, if you get a toy or something. You want to get a blow-up doll, or you want to get a fleshlight, or you want to get the new robotic joint with that look. Get that shit. Don't let them tell you weird. No, they got little half body joints with the dick on it, and they'll ride it while you at work, or ride it before you come in the house from cutting the grass, and they making you feel bad because you got a fleshlight. No, stand your ground, fellas. Okay, shit. Another thing too, man. Last thing on sex. There was an increase in sales. Let me see. It was 63. Not 63. That was the other one. 32% increased sales in lingerie style called overt bottoms. Ouvert. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's supposed to be French. Ouvert, maybe. I don't know. Ouvert. Bottoms, which are just basically draws with the ass cut out. I'll make it in layman's terms for y'all, right? Open bottom draws was flying off the shelf, according to Journal, which is a lingerie shop, okay? Virtual lingerie shop. So they said the sales on that joint was skyrocketing too. So while y'all was out here with the Bluetooth joint, they also wanted the assless draws. So, hey, Valentine's Day coming up in a few weeks here. Put the bottomless draws on there with the Bluetooth dildo, and you set. Put it in the box, wrap it up. There we go. Thank me later. You know what I'm talking about? Get them open bottom draws and get it popping. And that's good if you like easy access, if you like to have sex out in the open or out in garages. Like, I'm a big fan of that. I like outdoors, like, or impromptu joints. You just walk into the car, you look around, you know, see nobody, and y'all just came out of Macy's or whatever, you came out of brunch. It's Sunday. I know a lot of, brunch is shut down in DC and Maryland right now, but Virginia is open. A lot of other places are open around the country, but come out of that brunch and get it popping. You know what I'm saying? Right there in the parking lot. Don't have to worry about it. So the bottomless draws, the open bottom draws could help you with that. And I wouldn't be mad at you. So make sure y'all playing. And then when sundress season come back out, there you go. Because I know a couple of y'all chicks be out there commando though. I talked to this chick and she said that she goes commando a lot. Okay. And I thought that was hilarious for her to use that term commando. But yeah, make sure y'all get them bottomless draws. Use that, pair it with the sundress, and get it popping. Just have a healthy sex life, man. I don't know what y'all doing out here if y'all ain't having great sex. And if you're not having good sex, switch it up. Don't stay there. Know your worth, kings and queens. Okay? I don't want to hear about it. Don't say I ain't tell you. Focus on your work. Yeah, you're the priority here. Okay? Now, we're going to switch over to travel, man. Hard switch, hard stop. And talk about, again, with COVID, changed up a lot of stuff. And I've heard that they'll start making everybody show their vaccine cards to travel now, right? So I heard about a midsummer, there's going to be a push to get everybody having either a physical vaccine card or it'll be a virtual electronic version of the card tied to your passport or tied to your, what you call it, your little pre-check and all that kind of stuff. It'll be tied in there somewhere where it'll pull up when they pull up your information. So that's going to be a thing probably. And like I said before, I already said the whole Rona was a pandemic, it's a pandemic, but it's also a plandemic because it's all just a big money grab. You know what I'm saying? So it's not surprising that this was going to be the plan, right? Because now everybody going to have to get the vaccine at some point, right? You're going to be wanting to travel. They probably going to make it mandatory to go back to schools at some point in certain areas, or mandatory to go back to work in some cases. A lot of government facilities already requiring it. So that's about to be the deal. And so what y'all going to do? Y'all going to get the vaccine? I don't trust it. I mean, I kind of do and I kind of don't. Because on one hand, I do believe in technology and science and advances that we've made, right? I think that we can't say just because it got done fast that it's a problem necessarily, because it should be getting done faster than it has been in the past, right? It takes 2 years to roll out a vaccine or to get approved or blah, blah, blah. And yeah, that's true. But we kind of should expect that we are more efficient now and can get stuff rolled out quicker if everybody worked together without all the bureaucracy and the red tape and all these things. You know what I'm saying? So the idea that it couldn't just be done faster is kind of valid, but kind of not. It's kind of valid because of the things I just said, but it's kind of not because they were like, oh yeah, we don't know what the fuck this thing is. And we so blindsided, but they lying. I forgot the name of the documentary now. There's a documentary out right now on I can't even think of the name. I don't know why, because I'm going on my tangent now, but there's a documentary out about how they knew about the vaccine, and they had like a whole plan. I'm sorry, not the vaccine, the Rona, and they had a whole bunch of, they already did drills and they already had a plan in place to deal with a flu-like virus that spread from China, from Wuhan specifically. They had like a whole drill, and then y'all's boy Trump disband the group that Obama had put in place to deal with this after they dealt with the H1N1 joint. So again, it's back to Trump being like belligerent and goofy, and he fucked the whole thing up. Because all the people that knew what to do in this case and that was running this program that was basically specifically for things like this, he disbanded just because he hated Obama, right? Or the administration just was trying to undo everything Obama did. And so it was a wild ass documentary to see. For them, they had named it and everything. It was like they had went through the drill. They knew how much it would cost to get the vaccine rolled out. They knew exactly what they needed to do. And nobody wanted to do it simply because it was previously done by the Obama administration. That's like their only rationale to not do it. And so that's wild to me. But yeah, this COVID card about to be crazy, right? And I don't know. People talk about the Tuskegee experiment. They said, they tell a lot of people going around talking about the black people don't know really what the Tuskegee experiment was about. It wasn't about infecting the people versus they just didn't give them the medicine. And that was the real problem and all this shit. So people are like, oh, y'all are stupid. Y'all are trying to use two things that don't have nothing to do with each other. La, la, la. Whatever. I don't trust it because I'm black, period. Like, even if whatever they did, it was directed at black people, right? Whatever they was doing, the testing in Honduras, y'all remember that? They admitted to running all kinds of crazy ass tests in Honduras on those black people, because Honduras motherfuckers are black. They just speak Spanish, right? Just like everybody else. Everybody be black, but they speak Spanish or French and they act like they ain't black. That shit is hilarious to me. But yeah, it's wild, right? To just know that there's a history of testing on black people, and to even in Africa right now, back at the beginning or back during when the pandemic started, there was some French information that came out from the French government saying that they were going to start testing their vaccine. They were going to fly down to Africa to test it. It's like, motherfucker, why don't you test your people right here? Like, you got people in France that need to be tested, like that need to get this vaccine. Why would you fly to Africa to test your vaccine and then come back with it? That's wild, right? And I remember over the summer, the president of Mozambique, they tested the what do you call it? They did a Rona. When the tests were coming out, they did a test on a grapefruit, and the grapefruit came back positive for the Rona, which is crazy, right? So they just wanted to show that like the test was faulty, right? Or that it wasn't reliable. And it just goes to show you, man, that you can't trust nothing. But it's up to y'all. If you want to get it, you want to get it, whatever. I think everybody should just worry about themselves and do what they want to do, right? But I don't think that it's completely unfounded for Black people specifically to not trust whatever the hell they tell us, right? Even though they said this time they had more Black participation in the trials, because that was one of their goals, which is they always saying, oh, the vaccines and the medicines work different on Black people. We know that. But the problem that we've always had historically has been we haven't had enough participation from the Black people to volunteer to get the feedback. So that's why when it comes out, it seems like it's different with the Black people, because we don't have the volunteers for it, or we don't have the sample sets for it. So we can't do the adjustments on whatever the case may be. So I think that's valid too, right? If they had more participation this time from Blacks, then it makes sense that what they're selling as the Black people shouldn't be as distrusting of the vaccine and all this stuff. It makes sense. It makes a little bit more sense. So we'll see. But that COVID card I don't know. I'm about to get all my air miles back again. I got Spirit, American, Delta. I got all kinds of points I got to spend. And I just got an extension too. Make sure y'all call American Airlines, call Delta, and get your points, man. Don't let them expire without you requesting that they get extended. So they usually giving out extensions on them joints. You just got to call and ask for it. Some of them are automatic, but just make sure. And with Spirit, I know a lot of y'all don't like Spirit because y'all are rich and fancy, but Spirit, they do all their stuff on WhatsApp. So their customer service is on WhatsApp. So go on there too and get your points. Make sure you tracking your points, man, or your miles, because don't lose them. You already paid for it. Just because the Rona came through on some hater status don't mean that you shouldn't travel and shouldn't get all your money's worth. Okay, so go on WhatsApp. They extend it, and they didn't extend mine. They told me to wait till like the day before they expire and then call and ask for an extension, or go on WhatsApp and ask for an extension. I don't know. That sounds like some irresponsible shit right there, but I'm gonna do it. I got it right on my calendar. Yeah, man, but I don't know. So anyway, y'all look out for that Rona card, man. And I'm sorry, the COVID card for having to fly. I know a lot of places like Dominican Republic and Jamaica right now, they are instituting, they still got curfews and stuff like that going on. And a lot of those places are saying you have to, when you land, you got to take a test. You get a rapid test, negative, then you can go. And then coming back from some countries, the United States is requiring you to take a test before you get on the plane, before you can fly back. I think within 24 hours of your flight. So, and a lot of hotels are offering the Rona test at the hotel for a fee. So just plan that accordingly. I know a lot of y'all still twerking in Tulum and, popping it in the grill, popping it in the Bahamas, wherever y'all going, Cabo, y'all all Bali, y'all all over the place. Dubai. I seen a bunch of people in Dubai recently. Yeah. So make sure y'all check that out. And I think the US should have kept in the travel restrictions. I'm sorry, the curfews. I don't know why the US didn't have a whole nationwide one set curfew. It would have made 10 times more sense than what we're doing now, which is just doing whatever the hell y'all want. But I ain't even gonna go into I got like a whole presentation on how I would have handled the Rona, right? As far as being able to contain it. I wouldn't let y'all motherfuckers out the house at all. I'd have been like, all this shit shut down. All of it. Everything shut down, and all mortgage payments and rent payments are canceled until we figure it out. So I wouldn't put the onus on the mortgage owners. Well, you actually not a mortgage owner. I wouldn't, as my real estate brain kicked in as a realtor, but the people who have the mortgages, I wouldn't put the onus on them. Okay. Because that's not fair. If you have rentals and renters who can't pay, then how you supposed to pay your mortgage, right? It should be everybody gets relief at the same time. It's like all these new stimulus packages coming out. I don't get no stimmy because of my salary. Some people don't get the stimmy, but we pay the taxes. That ain't fair. You should be able to use whatever I want to use. But anyway, I did a live on that actually. So go, if you don't follow me on YouTube or you ain't on my Facebook page, I'm gonna put the live I recorded on Facebook on YouTube. So make sure y'all go check that joint out. I did the whole thing about why I don't agree with how they rolled out the stemming, and also why they chose Lift Every Voice and Sing as the Black national anthem. I think it's completely ridiculous and it's nonsense. Okay. For 2021, for it to still be that. Maybe back when it came out, all right. But that struggle got to stop at some point. Struggle serenades and struggle songs and all this Black depression and degradation and sadness. I can't. I'm over it. I don't need to hear no more. We get it. Life been fucked up. We get it. But we got to do something else now. We can't have Lift Every Voice and Sing be the Black national anthem no more. And when I'm president, it won't be. But anyway, man, yeah. So the United States been on some bald head hoe shit as far as no curfew, and that's why we're in the position we are now. Oh yeah, and y'all ain't seen. I'm sure y'all seen this because everybody on social media. But the Trump rioters, WISIS, all of them trying to get back on planes and go back to work, like the next day or whatever, and next 2 days or whatever after the riots a couple weeks ago. They all still whining. They all been getting rejected off of these planes, and they still whining about it, which is amazing, right? But that's good on some of these airline people's part by shutting them down, even though they still don't get away with it anyway. But still, make them struggle a little bit. That's another thing that happened in travel, right? But just wild to see they still ain't get shot though. That's all that matters. Did you die? But did you die? No. You'll be all right. You'll be all right, Cal. You'll get back home and you'll be back to your Mountain Dews and Coors Light in no time. Well, yeah, man. So let's get into sports, man. In this episode, this week in sports, last night, Colin McGregor got knocked out in his I say UFC fight. You know, if y'all clearly, if you listen to this and you watch sports and you know who Colin McGregor is, and if you don't, he's a Irish dude who's a loudmouth racist asshole. That's all. Talk a lot of shit. When he first came out, he was real brash and you know the whole crazy white boy thing, right? Like I'm gonna turn this shit up. I'm gonna fuck everything up, right? He doesn't say right, but then he started getting his ass beat. Right, and y'all know he fought Mayweather a few years ago, trying to switch over into boxing. Got his ass knocked out. Then he came back. He got knocked out in the UFC joint a couple of times, and then he retired. And then he unretired. I think he unretired to come back and fight Mayweather that time. But anyway, he got knocked out last night. It was just good to see because he's irritating. He always in some trouble. This is one of them, just one white boy raised like I always talk about, right? That's just what he is. He just always trying to fight somebody, always calling somebody some kind of slur word. If it's a person of color, which I also hate that term, but any kind of person that's a non-white, he always going at him like on some racist shit, right? Then he get his ass beat, and that's good. So we'll see what happens if he gonna come back. But that was just a quick little thing. I ain't even watch it. I don't really watch fights no more. Because usually they're overrated. It's like anticlimactic. By the time you watch it, you stay up to the middle of the night and you watch this fight and you're like, this should have just been a clip on SportsCenter. Right? Like y'all man Bernie was at the inauguration with it, like this should have been an email. That's how I be feeling about all these fights, man. Like they just be so boring now, or it be so one-sided that it don't matter. The undercards though usually be better. I will say that. Like even with that bullshit Tyson, what was it? Tyson Roy Jones Jr. fight, that was nonsense. The undercards though were good when Nate Robinson got knocked out and all that stuff. All that stuff was good. But yeah, you know, Conor McGregor got his ass knocked out, and then today there's some playoff games coming up in the NFL for the conference championships, and Tom Brady's in there again, man. And this time he in the NFC with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they're going to be playing the Packers and Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers is like one of my all-time favorite quarterbacks. Now, I think arm talent and all that stuff, he's way better than Brady. I think a lot of people are better than Brady. Everybody knows I think that. But I also respect the fact that Brady has been part of teams. Let's keep it clear. It's been teams that he's won on, not himself. You can't deny that he's a beast, right? He's very accurate, or he has gotten accurate. But again, I've said this million times too. At this point in his career, he's been playing for 20 plus years, right? He better be good. Or about 20, not 20 plus. He's been playing for about 20 years. I think he's like, what, year 17 or 18, something like that. He better be fucking good. Who had their job for 16, 17, 15 plus years and you're not good? They always compare him to like Dwayne Haskins in DC, right? Who was kind of a bust, right? That the Washington football team drafted him 2 years ago. He got a couple stars and he was whatever. He was all right. He was a brookie. He didn't know what the fuck's going on. Then this year, another thing like that happened. You know, he came up. Oh, sorry about that if y'all hear that in the background. But this year, he came in and he was going and he was terrible, right? But they don't give the same leverage to black quarterbacks as they do. I'm sorry, not the same leeway they give the white quarterbacks. We all know this. It's not a secret, right? But with Brady, they're always like comparing him to people that's been in the league like a half of the time he's been in the league, which makes no sense to me, right? So he better be good. But in my heart, I feel like if he wins today, it's going to irritate my soul. I'm just tired of seeing him. I'm tired of him getting all this credit, you know, for stuff other people do where they can't score. Like they played the Saints last week and the Saints literally just couldn't score, right? It's just like, I guess it wasn't Brady. It was just so happened that they just happened to win. They won, but it wasn't because of Brady. You know what I'm saying? But they always paint it like it's only Brady. It's just like they do with LeBron, right? When LeBron wins, they act like he dragged nobodies to championships, right? When he's actually won his championships with Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Ray Allen, the greatest three-point shooter of all time, Kyrie Irving, one of the greatest point guards of all time. Now with Anthony Davis with the Lakers, who's going to be a Hall of Famer, right? Come on now. These people ain't nobodies. You can't say that. But they do the same thing. Like, yeah, like you go to championships and all this stuff, but if you don't win, who cares? Right? They're like, oh, LeBron been to the championship like 1,000 times. So he ain't win. Just being there don't count. It's like you just being the janitor at Goldman Sachs, right? Like, yeah, I work at Goldman Sachs. Now there's different levels of this shit. You there, but you ain't there. I work at Goldman Sachs, but I'm not like the partner. I'm the janitor. Same thing. You get to the championship, you're the loser, not the winner. People remember the winner, except for when it's LeBron. They be like, but he there though. I'm in here though. But anyway, let me get off of LeBron. I'm always fucking with LeBron, but LeBron's a beast. Hall of Famer, all-time great. He's just not the beast. That's it. But I feel like Brady, man. I feel like Brady's gonna. I got a bad feeling that he's gonna win again. I don't know. In my head, I just feel like Brady gonna win another championship. And it's just, we're not gonna stop hearing about this dude. And he's one of those guys that's like, he's so, y'all remember his first, when he first won the first Super Bowl, he was such a cornball, right? And then he won that first Super Bowl, and it shows you money changes your life. Money and notoriety will change your life. Remember, Brady was a dork, right? He was like a little dork, and he was awkward, and he didn't know what the fuck going on. Then he won that championship. Man, changed his whole style. They got him a stylist, cut his hair, made him a bad boy, almost like this sleek Rolling Stone cover motherfucker, right? That shit wild. That's like money will change your life. As these IG thoughts with their new weaves and body magic and all that shit. They did the same thing with Brady in the football sense when after he won that championship. He turned into a bad bitch. And it was wild to see, man. Like, it's just wild. But shout out to Brady, man. I love people who perform and win. I do. Even though I don't gotta like it, I do respect it. He good at his craft, but he just irritating. And I think God likes Brady because he won some like very unlikely scenarios. The one against the Falcons, which was historically ridiculous. The one against Seattle and my man Russ and Marshawn Lynch out there, that was terrible. He got lucky on those two joints. That wasn't him. That was just motherfuckers fucking up. Atlanta just fucked up. Seattle just fucked up. It wasn't like Brady was out there like, oh, I'm throwing for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns and just blew these motherfuckers out. Nah, he be winning on field goals and fuck ups. That's what Brady wins on. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, he had a couple seasons where he was just out of this world. Like when he had Randy Moss and all that. But for the most part, he just be around. I'm there too, and they win. But like I said, I think God is a Brady fan. I think God is and also Brady's a Trump supporter. We know that, right? For him and Bob Kraft used to post up with Trump. So I just feel like he's still going to win. I feel like it's another win for Trump. Because even though Trump lost this election, and he might get he might get some kind of slap on the wrist from New York or whatever. They trying to size it like they would. Billionaires don't really go to jail like that, right? So they're going to have to connect him to something else. It ain't going to be on his taxes. It ain't going to be on him being a slumlord. It ain't going to be on none of that shit. They're going to have to connect him on something else. They're going to have to connect him on some Epstein shit or something else. But he ain't going to jail just like off of some regular billionaire business scam shit. Like let's be clear. He ain't definitely going to jail on that. Okay? So I don't want y'all to get riled up if y'all see Trump still out here on TV when they give him his Twitter account back. Inevitably, they're going to give him his Twitter account back. And if they don't, he gonna make a burner account. I know he tried to make a couple of burner accounts, but he gonna get another one. He gonna be back out here in these streets. And he still got 70 million followers that staunchly support him. That's the crazy part. Okay. But anyway, God is a Brady fan. God is a Trump fan. Because neither one of these people should be as successful as they are. But they are. And so there we go. That's it. I figured it out on this Sunday. But yeah, man. And then finally, we'll get into food real quick. What I found about some weird ass shit about food. Y'all know on this show, I like to just find unique things or give my take on something that might be some hot topic. But this is a unique thing, man. They got this thing called, for condiments now, called slice of sauce. Slice of sauce, right? And what this is that they're going to start packaging ketchup, mustard, sriracha sauce, like any kind of condiment that you can get. They're going to put it in a slice, like a cheese slice, like, like a Kraft or whatever, little processed cheese slice. They're going to put it in a slice for you to put on top of your burger or your sandwich or whatever, instead of you having to squeeze it on there. And that's wild as fuck. Like, that's weird. First of all, it sounds weird. I don't know how that's gonna work, but they about to put all the condiments in slices, and instead of you saying, yo, pass me the ketchup, pass me the mustard, and in the bottle, you just gonna put a slice on your joint. They saying it's less messy, and it will lead to less soggy bread, which I've never had an issue with soggy bread in my personal experience. So I don't know how much mustard and ketchup and mayonnaise y'all putting on your burgers or sandwiches or whatever, but if you have enough to make your bread soggy, it's just probably too much. It's probably not the fact that it's the consistency as it is, not the wetness. It's just the fact that you're overdoing it. Okay. Yeah, but apparently I never heard of this, but apparently they went on Shark. This company went on Shark Tank and got Alex Rodriguez, J-Lo's husband. If you don't know who that is, J-Lo's husband, Alex Rodriguez, to invest in this brand, right? And the brand is called Slice of Sauce. You know what I'm saying? They had a Kickstarter, and now they about to release it. And they say it's about to be popular. So y'all look out for that. They got a hot sauce slice. They got a sriracha slice. They got a ketchup, mayonnaise, all these slices. So we'll see what happens. I want y'all to track that. Put that on your list of things to look out for, and when it come out. I don't know how much I probably will try it. I probably will do a review whenever I get my hands on it. And that's another thing. If y'all haven't seen my reviews, if you're listening to this podcast somewhere, audio only, and you're not following me on YouTube, again, go follow my YouTube. Go follow me on Instagram, Cousin Cornbread on everything. And I do some food reviews and product reviews on there. So go find them joints. Them Jones, I'll be doing some interesting ones. I did some pumpkin spice review. I did a beard oil review. I got a couple other joints coming out soon. Another beard oil review coming. And shout out to my homies over there who make this body butter that I started using, Evo body butter. So I'm gonna do a review on that too. Because fellas, don't be ashy. Okay? Don't put your lotion on. Use the body butter. It don't gotta smell like it don't have to. It gotta get the smell that you want. All body butters don't have a quote unquote feminine smell to it. Don't get the junk with the sparkles unless that's what you like. I know some of y'all fellas like to be glittering and all this. Y'all be bad bitches on TikTok with the glitter on your face and all that. That what you like. Everybody just need to live their life. One thing we learned 2020 is that nothing matters. Okay? Nothing. Facts don't matter. A pandemic don't matter. People just do whatever they want, right? Trump don't care about facts. The public don't care about facts. It's a pandemic. Stay in the house. Hell nah, we don't believe you. We out here in these streets, right? Like, people just wilding. The stock market up. The stock market had the stock market and the real estate market saw historic growth and historic prices reached during a pandemic, which doesn't make logical sense, right? Like, they were like, oh, everybody about to lose their jobs, about to be this whole shutdown, all this. And housing specifically, and the stock market and retailers like Amazon, online retailers, saw everything go through the roof as far as spending. And median prices of houses all went up everywhere across the country. So the idea that all these conventional things matter, or that somebody, it don't. Just do whatever you want. Make it up. Make it up. People make up the fact that people ain't dying from the Rona. People make up the fact that Trump didn't underachieve. People just make stuff up. So you should too. Everybody got master classes now, right? That's the biggest thing on Instagram, on Facebook. You got Clubhouse. Everybody's a millionaire, billionaire, and offering these master classes on shit that they not even masters of, man. So just do whatever you want. If you want to be a pilot, just put it on a business card. Go on whatever. Go print your own business card. You're a pilot now. Who say you ain't? Because people just make shit up and people roll with it. as long as you can convince somebody that's what it is, they'll go with it, man. I'm trying to tell you. People that convince themselves that all kinds of stuff is just real that it ain't. So just make your stuff up, man. Don't feel restricted and do whatever you want, man. I'm going to end it with that. And again, I appreciate everybody listening to the podcast, man. Hopefully you got a little bit of entertainment, a little bit of value. I try to mix both, man. If y'all got any topics you want me to discuss or you want me to research for you, or you want to join in the conversation one day, you know what I'm saying? I got a few different ways I can do that. You know what I'm saying? You can either text in 352-577-2676. Again, 352-577-2676. You can text me information or leave a voicemail there, and you'll be able to give me your feedback on something or send me a message and say, look, I want you to discuss this, or I love the show, or the show is trash, whatever you want to say. That's cool. Or slide in my DM wherever you find me. I'm Cousin Cornbread on everything. So you can find me wherever, my DM, my inbox, whatever. You can find me out here in these streets. I ain't hard to find. You know what I'm talking about? And shout out to Rowdy Roo, who will be back on soon. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. I'm about to log out of this junk, man. And don't forget my top 3 keys to life, which is number 1, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Number 2, always make a plan, or you'll work for somebody who did make a plan. And number 3, as always, don't drink and drive, because you might spill some. Log out.